This Saturday, September 16, will mark the first anniversary of the death of Mahsa Amini at the hands of Iran's so-called morality police. The revolt that ensued under the banner of woman, life, freedom may have subsided, but the pent-up dissatisfaction with and even disdain for the Islamic Republic remains. Soon enough, another spark will light up the anger, so outside actors had better prepare. For now, two lessons stand out from the past year. First, the courage displayed by a determined group of Iranians, in particular women, youth, and minority groups, should humble foreign experts and pundits alike. Who can say with confidence that they saw this uprising coming, and that they spoke truth to power in their advice on what to do once people had taken to the streets to fight their oppressors? As it happened, rational analysis of what was going on too easily gave way to a sympathetic cheering on of the protests. In hindsight, the conditions for a successful revolution simply did not exist. But saying so at the time made you a regime stooge in the eyes of the most vocal supporters. Also, given the public mood, policymakers were too often swayed by those calling for confrontation, regardless of whether this would actually help the people or at least hinder the regime. In fact, cutting ties, not just diplomatic ones, but also economic ones, academic or societal exchanges, hurts the people more than those who are in power. The second lesson, therefore, is that democratic governments need to work much more closely with civil society in Iran in order to get a better grasp of the situation there. And that's not just about those prominent figureheads that can speak to the media and get invited to international conferences, but rather about the web of civic activists engaged in long-term work on the ground. They can provide valuable expertise for policymaking, even if it sometimes takes an interpreter to help them deliver it. Neither research nor journalism is free from bias. Hence, it is understandable for experts living in an open society to sympathize with those trying to shake off their authoritarian yoke. The important thing, though, is to not get carried away by one's own preferences, but to stick to sober analysis. That includes involving those directly affected by the events under consideration, which again means to actively seek their input and to provide sufficient support to their work. Only then can international actors react in a more appropriate way to the next revolt, whether in Iran or another unfree country.